Hi everyone, welcome to Honey Drops Tarot. This is a reading for the collective. Collective, thank you so much for being here. Thank you for all of your likes, shares, and subscribes. I truly appreciate it. Just a quick note, please do not fall for any scammers. I will never reach out to solicit for a private reading. I do offer private readings, and if you're interested in signing up for one of those or in making a donation, the information regarding that can be found in the About section of my YouTube page, and I thank you so much in advance. Collective, I don't know if you've heard, but there's an eclipse happening, and when this reading comes out, this will be the day of the eclipse. So I wanted to do a collective reading to reflect that. I am not an astrologer and I have no idea of the impact of these things, but there are a lot of astrologers out there and they've kind of been in everybody's face, especially with the cardinal signs. I'm a cardinal sign, I'm a Cancer. So with the cardinal signs, it's like, it's now or never, it's go time, there's going to be upheaval, as is what happens during every eclipse. But I thought I would do a short reading for you guys. Well, we'll see how short it ends up being. I do have this beautiful mookaite crystal that I just received, and it's really, really beautiful, and it's for family lineage healing, and for some reason I just felt called to have it on my desk today for this reading. We're going to be using the Mystic Mondays Tarot for the tarot reading, and the overall energy will come from the Wild Unknown Alchemy deck. I'm going to pull a card from the Alchemy deck, but I'm going to read what the card says at the end. I don't have them memorized. I don't have a memory like that. But I'm going to read from the book at the end. I'm just going to pull a card from the deck to get my own interpretation of the energy for the collective for this eclipse. So spirits, angels, guides, what messages do you have? Oh, well, two cards came out. Two cards came out. Now we'll take them both. You got the alchemical wedding and lead. And I look at both of these cards, how they have such a stark black and white background. So there's like, even with the color here, with the serpents, it's such a stark background. And, you know, I'll have you know that the cards don't all look like that in this deck. I mean, just these two cards I just picked up, I mean, they don't look like that. So it's very significant that you have a little dark light yin yang energy going on in these cards. You know, lead is something that in kind of modern households we have been taught to fear, as lead is highly toxic to the human body. So lead pipes and lead paint and all of these things. So immediately I'm sensing some kind of heaviness, lead foot. You know, if your footfalls are too heavy, or it's like pedal to the metal, there's something weighted here. The alchemical wedding, kind of combination of the two things intertwined with one another. So one card is number 20, which is the Judgment card in the Major Arcana of the Tarot. So right now, and a lot of astrologers are saying it, this eclipse is kind of a make or break time in your decision making. So if there's something that you've been sitting on the fence about, right? Sitting on the fence about, it's time to choose a side. It's time to pick a side. Not in the sense of we have to be in opposition to things, but it's time to kind of stand up, to realize what we stand for. This card here, I see this delicate intertwining of energies, perhaps between you and another. It's interesting here though, it's like they're feeding on this source that's the opposite of what they are. So if there are any twin flames out there, I feel that this could be mirroring energy. Even if you're not a twin flame, it's like a mirroring energy. And you have to be really cautious about that. Spirit is saying you have to be cautious because you don't want to mirror energy. Sorry, this light might be a tad too bright. You don't want to mirror energy that is toxic or I got this image in my mind of somebody trying so hard to fit in. And Spirit is saying, you know, why fit in when you were born to stand out, that kind of thing. We'll see where it goes. I'm trying to bring the message forward, but Spirit wants me to pull the cards, so I'm going to pull the cards. I'm going to do past, present, and future advice from Spirit. 4 cards for the base spread, 4 cards of clarifier. Past, present, future, and advice from Spirit. Okay, 2 more. Okay. One more. This deck is so spare, but I love it because it's extremely colorful at the same time. Told me to look at the bottom of the deck, Wheel of Fortune in the reverse. Wheel of Fortune typically talks, it's like Jupiterian energy. The planet of Jupiter, the planet of expansion, good luck, good fortune. Divine timing, and you got it in reverse at the bottom of the deck. So it's kind of telling me right now that you've been waiting and waiting and waiting. It's so funny too because this crystal has this giant red spot on it, just like Jupiter does. There's something to it. Maybe you've been doing a little stargazing. Maybe you identify with Jupiter in some way, or the idea of luck and good luck. I certainly do. One of my spirit guides, my family members that has passed, that's his name. So, is there something to that? And Spirit's saying that you are protected by your spirit guides, but make sure that you are asking them for protection as well. Very, very important to tap into the energy of your spirit guides. Because it's kind of like angels, right? Like, they're not here to interfere except if you're in mortal danger, but they're here to help you. So Spirit is saying, just really hone in with your spirit guides on what it is that you're trying to manifest, what it is that you're trying to bring to fruition. Maybe because you're feeling a little stuck in your head right now. 8 of Swords, analysis paralysis. There are too many decisions. There's so many decisions that you may have to make regarding this endeavor or this path that you want to be on, that it's almost paralyzing. So your past energy, 4 of Swords, clarified by the Emperor. So this is Aries energy. So Aries, you showed up in this reading. 4 of Swords is a card that talks about rest, rejuvenation, relaxation. So in this past energy, you could have been coming off of a sabbatical, a vacation, or a hiatus, or just simply a time out. Maybe you've taken some sick leave for the mental health, you know, and because there was so much responsibility on your shoulders in the past that you just had to say, okay, enough is enough. There's only so much I can do. I only have 2 hands. There's only so much I can control. And having that sense that I need to control everything is what's actually pushing me to a place of exhaustion, to a place of workaholism. The responsibility of it, that's what I just heard. This responsibility is too much. It's too much for one person to handle. It's like this anchor attached to my foot. There's something about a lead foot. What is that, Spirit? It's like heavy foot, heavy hand, heavy-handed. Something feels very heavy-handed, which means it's like overzealous, or you're just like doing too much. You're doing too much. I mean, that's classic Emperor. I mean, not necessarily. The Emperor is kind of telling people to do things. Not they themselves. Are they the ones doing everything? Well, if you're in an entrepreneurial energy, maybe you are doing everything. If you're the entrepreneur, then if you're doing a startup or whatever, it's like you're the line staff, you're the manager, you're the owner, all in one. And this past energy is saying, okay, maybe you needed to take a time out. Give me a clarifier on that, Spirit. Four of Pentacles. So that's double four. Double four, please take that as a synchronicity. Four of Pentacles talks about holding on too tightly. Look at that. It's a self-contained are the words I want to use. That your pentacles are self-contained, that you didn't want to give up too much right at the start, that you had to, maybe if this is talking about your business, that you only had so much capital to begin with, and you've had to kind of penny pinch the whole time. And Spirit just said, you got to spend money to make money. Take it as it resonates. You do what you want with your money, but Spirit is giving me that expression. Sometimes you got to spend money to make money, and there's risk. There's risk involved in that. And perhaps this is what you're having to contemplate right now, because it might be a little bit more than a few pennies that we're talking about here. Whatever you do, do not sign any contracts today. Day of eclipse, don't do it. Just like wait a week. You want the energy of the eclipse essentially is, right, it's a blocking off of light source in one way or another. And light is about illumination. And so you really want to just focus on clarity, and when things are in their kind of right state again, it's almost like we're in this state of flux. What's in the present energy? The Death card clarified by the Sun. Isn't that something? Isn't that something? Right? It's kind of this blighting out energy. That the Death card in the reverse, this is Scorpio energy. Scorpio, you showed up in this reading. Death card energy is a transformation. It's a death and a rebirth. It's moving from one phase to another and ending a cycle that is long overdue. Although in the present energy, this is precisely what you're trying to overcome, because the Death card is in reverse. It's like you need the clarity. Like it's very in like namaste mode, kind of denoting that there needs to be a little peace, a peace inside your very active head. Maybe too many thoughts, too many things to consider, right? That Eight of Swords popped up in the subconscious energies at the bottom of the deck. It's like, I just need to breathe right now, because this cycle that's coming to an end, it's a tough one. It's like, you know what, I see this now, this alchemical wedding. It's like, when you're up leveling, or you're, just go with me for a second. It's this idea, right? When you up level, what does that mean, spiritually speaking? It's almost like you have shifted your mindset and you are stepping into another dimension. So we're all living on this planet, unless we're not, but we are. And thank you, Spirit. We are raising our awareness, raising our spiritual awareness and our consciousness. And when we do that, it's like one filter has been taken off of our eyes, but the person sitting next to us, their filter might still be on their face. So you're living in an earthly realm with the person next to you, and yet your epiphany moments or your spiritual conversations lifted a veil off of you, but that veil still exists for that person. And our mind creates our reality, and so it's like you literally just jumped into another dimension while that person stayed exactly where they are. It's not a judgment. We're all on a journey. We're all on a path. But it's almost like saying that it's like you're stepping from one phase into another phase, from one dimension into another dimension. And in order to do that, it's like a painful, it's like a death process, right? Like, thank you, Spirit. You're like saying goodbye to the old self, the old version of you. That's really, that can be painful, right? Because what does that require? That you may have to leave people behind. And that's where the clarity comes in. This is the present energy. Maybe this is the energy that you are experiencing on this day. That clarity, that like, oh God, like, yeah, they can't come with me. They choose not to. That's perfectly fine. But it could be sad. It could be sad for you. And I get a clarifying card. Yep, Ace of Pentacles. In and of itself, it kind of looks like a sun energy, doesn't it? Ace of Pentacles. A new energy is being presented to you. Opportunity. Aces bring opportunities. It's a door is opening. Spirit is opening that door for you and saying, come through. Come through. You can see it. It's becoming very clear to you. A brand new, beautiful, abundant beginning. What does it have to do with, though, Spirit? Can you tell me? A beginning in what? Okay, that's a lot of cards, but I'll take them. 3 cards came out. 8 of Wands in the reverse. Princess of Swords, knee upright. Or Page of Swords. 3 of Cups in the reverse. Okay, so... That 3 of Cups, remember I said, you know, normally this would be a card of celebration and with others, clinking our glasses, going to parties, socializing, but it's in reverse. Right, with the 8 of Wands in the reverse, it's almost like you're retreating away from some social situations or social groups right now because you've been eagerly awaiting some downloads from Spirit. Page of Swords, you're doing your research, you're reading, you're contemplating, you're questioning, shining light onto it, right? It's like very heavily, it's like, what is it called? The soul star chakra? Like, it's the chakra right above your crown that you're delving into some deeper wisdom right now. It's just a small step that you're taking, but it's a crucial one. It's that first step. It's almost like this is what happens when you walk through. It's like Spirit is like, if it's like this, it's like Spirit is opening up the door, and behind it are these facets of information, clarity, right? It's all about clarity right now, which is ironic because that's not the message that I thought was going to happen for this eclipse reading, because eclipses are very, they're very like mysterious and kind of haunting and confusing and otherworldly, right? But I see there's like an acknowledgement. You're coming to this realization that you've up-leveled, and that makes me very happy. But it's almost like, with these 2 cards that came out, it's almost like, sorry, this piece of hair is like really bothering me, which is so superficial, but it's just bothering me. Okay. It's, everyone, why? This is like this anchor. It's almost like this. If we look at these two cards, they're similar, but they're not the same. This one has a lot more dynamic energy to it, right? These kind of stars and sparkles and multifaceted energies. And this is just so stark. And it's almost like if you're doing the up-leveling process and you're trying to lift off from this energy, this is like the counterbalance. It's like the weight that's like trying. I'm just seeing, if you've ever worked in operations or in building maintenance or building operations, which strangely I have been adjacent to in my career. It's so irritating when cars have those stupid, anyway, I am seeing an elevator counterweight. All elevators have counterweights, if you didn't know, right? That's what allows the elevator to go up and this could come down. This is literally exactly what I'm seeing right now. That in order for you to rise, there's something on the other side that is necessary, but it has to counter this rising, right? And it has the potential to keep you stagnant, because if it doesn't move, then you don't move, right? So something has to be left behind. And this crystal just fell off of its stand when I said that. What is in the future potential energy? Amazing. Two of Cups, Nine of Pentacles, Nine of Pentacles. This, I see, it can be a divine counterpart that's coming in for you, but I really see it as a connection with you and your higher self so beautifully in this independent energy. It's pre-Empress, independent, entrepreneurial, all your ducks in a row, looking fabulous, just top of your game, right? And you would think, well, you know, I wasn't doing too shabby in the past. Here's the Emperor, right? But the Nine of Pentacles is energy where it's like the Emperor is constantly working. Nine of Pentacles is a person of leisure, ladies who lunch. Like, this is a person who can enjoy the fruits of their labor, enjoy an alignment with the higher self, enjoy drinks with friends, camaraderie, enjoy a divine counterpart or love interest. I would like a clarifier, please, Spirit. Two cards came out, both in the reverse. High Priestess in reverse and the Nine of Wands. That's double nine, so take that as a confirmation. I was gonna say synchronicity, came out confirmation. Confirmation of what? Maybe you're seeing double nines. Maybe 9 is your favorite number, or 99. 99. Nine of Swords in the reverse talks about somebody who no longer wants to put up a blocking energy, defensiveness in this card. Normally I would see that with the 7, but I see it with the 9 here today. Nine of Wands talks about a wounded warrior living to fight another day, like somebody who is just, I gotta go, I gotta do, I gotta be, I gotta go after it. I can't stop the momentum. This is just you stopping the momentum and saying, can we stop and smell the roses? Like, I just want to enjoy the present moment. This is in your future energy. With the High Priestess in reverse, this is Pisces energy. Pisces, you showed up in this reading. High Priestess in reverse talks about a little bit of a need to look at our intuition a little bit more closely, rely on our intuition. It also could be you speaking up about something. The High Priestess is typically mute. She sits at the veil between worlds. It's like one foot in this world, one foot in the next, right? Wasn't I just talking about this doorway that Spirit was opening, right? It's like they're opening the door and this is behind the door. So it's almost like coming back from walking through that door and having something really profound to say about it. The High Priest speaks. Now, in the reverse. Normally she doesn't. Normally she just observes. She can read the energy in any room. Very, very psychic. Very secretive. And it's all just coming out, coming to the surface. I just saw there's something really interesting across the street. There's a big office building, a medical office building in front of my bedroom window, and there's a gate, there's a garage gate, and the door just opened, and there's a line of cars just waiting to leave for the day. It's like rush hour, and there's just a whole line of cars of people that are just like, I gotta get out of here. I want to get out of here already. I want to leave. Right? This energy, it's like this open sesame. I'm feeling like open sesame, and all of these cars are leaving now. So it is definitely, this eclipse is definitely opening up a portal for you. And Spirit's advice, 5 of Swords in the upright with the Ace of Cups. Interesting. 5 of Swords typically talks about somebody winning at all costs, but strange. And I don't usually like 5s, but I see this differently today, and especially in this card. It's almost like all the swords. It's like what I failed to mention was the garage. When the first 2 cars came out of the garage, the front car, the guy got out of his car and gave the person behind him something. And then they like bumped fists. Like clearly they knew each other. They like gave him something, bumped fists, and then they drove off. I see that energy right here in this moment. It's almost like you're taking your sword of clarity and truth and like bumping swords with 4 others or others, right? It's like where you may have had foes in the past, enemies or adversaries, antagonists. It's like this eclipse, you're just like, we're coming to a karmic balance. We're coming to reckoning. We're coming to an understanding. And we're coming to like a united front. And in that, here is the Ace of Cups. It's like you have the potential to open up a space of love and healing and compassion. You could have been stuck in this energy, and that's your choice. Like the energy of you know, because you can, I'm just reading images here, right? I'm just reading tarot. Typically, the 5 of Swords is winning at all costs. You can choose to see it in a different way and make a new decision. My crown, like my head is itchy. Not to be gross, but like, it's like my crown, it's like my head is buzzing right now. Just pull one more card on this. And the future potential. Bam! Damn. Look at that. 9 of Cups. 9 plus 1 equals 10. 10 of Cups is bliss. You got the Sun and the 10 of Cups in the same reading, collective. Like, I'm telling you right now, make good decisions. Make loving decisions. In your highest regard. The place, the highest form that you know how to be. Go there. Right? This almost looks like Valentine's Day. It's like almost saccharine sweet, how beautiful it is. 9 of Cups talks about wish fulfillment, contentment. You got 3 9s in this reading. Please take that as a synchronicity. So let me read from the Alchemy, Wild Unknown Alchemy guidebook. I'm going to start with lead, which is number 20. Density, weight, Saturn. Lead is the first metal. Its properties are heavy, dense, and unwaveringly steady. It's often perceived as the metal that initiated the entire alchemical drive to turn what is base, lead, into what is noble, gold. Correlates to the planet Saturn and its love of rules and structure. On one hand, this card implies a fixed position or burden that may be weighing down the work. On the other hand, lead can arrive just in time to ground a situation, to bring an alchemist back to the humble beginnings. Either way, the presence of lead is sobering. We cannot ignore it. The impatient alchemist may be discouraged to see it in the laboratory, as it reminds us of how far we have to go. Approach this card with reverence for the ongoing process, right? Feel like this was what was. So let's look at the alchemical wedding. The alchemical wedding. Ritual, celebration, uniting. Uniting. It says it right there, uniting. All hail the alchemical wedding. The laboratory morphs into a dreamlike dance floor, and all your allies, fellow alchemists, and ancestors are here to witness the celebration. What was once lost has been found. What was once denied has come fully into the alchemist's embrace. The work is often felt as serious and studious, but the alchemical wedding is a moment of levity and lightness. When this card arrives, it is of utmost importance to mark the occasion. Celebrate, celebrate, celebrate. Honor and acknowledge those who have helped you along the alchemical path. You have come so far. Energy radiates from the uniting of opposites and the redrawing of life's blueprint. The new form has arrived. The unknown has become known. You'll be back to your existential queries and tinkering ways in no time. Now, the work is to revel in the miracles. To revel in the miracles. You see, this eclipse. Okay, I just heard that line from Mission Impossible. This mission, should you choose to accept it, right? It's all in Spirit's. It all culminates in Spirit's advice right here. Right here. Should you choose to accept it, to accept, to embrace, right, your challenges. Should you choose to accept it, this is what is waiting for you. Right? There is something that needs to be left behind so that you can experience this celebration. This is an amazing reading. I'm so glad I did this reading. I wasn't going to do it, but I was like, no. You know, there's a lot of crap happening in the world right now, and we need a little bit of guidance. And you can do whatever you want. You want to be in a typical Five of Swords energy and just like be angry at an unseen enemy or a seen enemy. That's your decision, right? But how do we change the world? One step at a time, and it starts with us. It starts with our mindset and our heart. You know, there are a lot of things to be angry about if you want to do that. There's war happening. There's injustice at every level of life. Like, the ecosystems are dying. We can look at that base level first. Mother Gaia is being crapped on right now. We can look at that. We can look at geopolitical things. We can look at religious strife. We can look at anything and everything that you have to be angry about, you can choose to stay in that energy, or you can choose to rise from it. It just starts with you. It doesn't mean that there aren't things to be upset about in the world, but how do we change it? We're just one little person. Well, can't we change it though? Don't you have that power? Because I think you do. It's the whole reason why I'm doing this work. That felt a little preachy, collective. I don't know where that came from, but I feel inspired, and I hope you do too. If something resonated, please like, share, subscribe, comment down below. Hit the bell notification to be updated as to when I post new readings. Typically, I post new readings every day, but I'd still like you to subscribe. Thank you so much.